GoFormative so that you'll have access to see it as well. So we're going to use number 3, and it says the graph shows the amount of money the Zimmerman family spends on movies each month. So we have a graph here that shows 135, 270, 3105, and 4140, and this table actually gives us the exact same points. So it says, use the graph or table to write the equation to find the total amount of money, C, spent on the movies in any number of months, M. So our first job that we have to do is to find our slope. So to find our slope, I'm actually going to use this graph first, and we're going to pick 2 points. So I'm going to pick points 135 and 270. So I wrote that down over here. And we're going to use our equation to find our slope. So that's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So my y2 is this 70 right here. My y1 is the 35. My x1 is 2. My x2 is 2. And my x1 is 1. So now I'm going to plug those numbers into my equation. So for y2, I have 70 minus y1, I have 35. x2, I have 2. And x1, I have 1. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue here. So 70 minus 35 is actually going to give me 35. And 2 minus 1 is going to give me 1. Now I take this and I'm just going to divide. 35 divided by 1 is just 35. So now I have the slope of my equation. Now let's go back to the problem over here. It says that we're going to use C for the amount of money that they spent and M for the number of months. So there's 2 equations that it could possibly be. It would either be C equals 35M or M equals 35C. Well, let's think about this. We know C is the cost, and we know that M is the months. So are we looking for the total cost, or are we looking for the total months? Well, our question says, find the total amount of money. So we know that the money is the equation that we're looking for. We're looking for that total cost of C. So what this equation says is $35 times the amount of months that they go to see a movie is going to give you the total cost that they spent. So that's how we would find it using the graph. Now let's go through and let's actually use that table and see if we get the same thing. So here we have a table, and it's just the points, but it's in a different format. So I'm actually going to copy this real quick down onto my piece of paper for you. Okay. So instead of having that number of months and the movies spent, I actually just called it X and Y. If I wanted, I could also call it C and M, because those are the variables that are given to me in my word problem. So here, instead of using this formula up here that we used to find our slope, we're now going to use our table to find our slope by finding our loops. So from 35 to 70, I'm jumping up 35. From 70 to 105, I'm jumping up 35. And from 105 to 140, I'm also jumping up that 35. Now with my C variables or my X variables, I'm going from 1 to 2 is up 1, 2 to 3 is up 1, 3 to 4 is up 1. And then I do the same thing. I divide my Y by my X. So I would have 35 divided by 1, which is just equal to that 35. And then I would go through the same process that I went through up here in determining what my equation is going to be. So again, my equation would be C equals 35M because it's $35 per month, and that would be your total cost.